Welcome to MedAxiom HeartTalk, where thought leaders come together for one ultimate goal: to continually transform cardiovascular care for all. MedAxiom HeartTalk starts now.
Hi, I'm Melanie Lawson, host of MedAxiom HeartTalk, and today we are talking about practical management of remote monitoring and cardiac device clinics. And joining us today, we have two fabulous guests. Welcome to Carol Ann Tolbert, Practice Administrator at Aurora, Denver Cardiology Associates HealthONE, and Kevin Hoffman, Founder and CEO of Vector Remote. Thank you all for joining us today.
You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so both of you, let's talk a little bit about this new statement that was just released. Heart Rhythm Society released an updated expert consensus statement. This was a milestone. So tell us more about that.
Sure, I'll take that. 2023 was the most recent consensus, but let's go back to the beginning. 2015 was the original. And what that established was it was 50 plus clinical studies that demonstrated beyond any doubt that remote monitoring should be a Class 1A standard of care. So now fast forward to 2023, huge adoption growth. And with that, a lot of problems in clinics to manage all this data and all this patient care. So where the 2023 consensus statement really shined was it was to help clinics understand what is the process that they should follow to really do this well. Right. And then looking back now, it was a year ago that came out. I think we've seen a lot of adoption in terms of large healthcare groups realizing that this is a problem that they need to invest in. It's time to put this remote management of patient care at the forefront of how we handle patient and deliver that care that patients deserve.
Yeah, Carol Ann, what do you think you've noticed just in the last year since the statement was released?
Well, I similarly look at the history. Aurora Denver Cardiology Associates has been in practice for 50 years. And in that 50 years, we've seen a tremendous amount of growth. We're able to touch so many patients' lives, and there are so many implantable devices now that need that constant monitoring. So it's a good problem to have that we have that much growth and that much opportunity, and it leads us to look for other solutions.
Yeah, but these relationships are so important because all that information does have to be monitored and filtered. And then if there's any type of emergency, then there's that direct contact with you all.
That's right.
Exactly.
Let's talk a little bit about your experience, Carol. What are the primary challenges for the device clinic that justify the need for this specialized remote monitoring partner?
Well, again, that growth is a good problem to have. What we've discovered is that it's such a specialized area that not everyone is capable of monitoring what's going on with our patients. And there's a remote aspect to this. It's a service aspect for the patients. And so being able to partner with an organization and a company like Vector that allows us to really extend our practice is important. We look at them as an extension of our practice. We want it to be seamless for our patients. They should not really know who is doing the behind the scenes work, but that we're all there for their benefit.
Right. What challenges still remain, do you see?
Probably threefold. One is definitely the ability to just scale up when we need to, and we need a technology partner for that purpose. Secondly, staffing. So again, it's a specialized field, and so to be able to attract the best of the best and being able to flex with the demands of our patients is really important. And then thirdly, just keeping up with technology and the changes. That is a big burden for our practices, and having a partner that monitors all of that and supports us is really valuable.
Yeah, because that's not really their expertise per se. So that's where you all really step in. Carol Ann seems like they get it. They understand this partnership. So how does that help when you have that great relationship?
Yeah, I'd say that, key really first when you start a partnership is identify what is the process and protocol that we need to put in place to really define success, not at clinic one, but across all the clinics in the organization, so that you've got consistency in the way that we're delivering the care that we want for Aurora, Denver, and others to be able to provide. So number one is get that process and protocol in place. And then secondly, I think we're really lucky to be alive in a modern day of today where we can do so much with technology. We can build software that can really identify ways for us to solve problems that used to require heavy human resources.
Yeah, and we are talking a lot about innovation at this conference. So how has this field really innovated to meet the needs and the changing needs of a modern device clinic?
The areas where we've really leaned in is, physicians, electrophysiologists specifically, they're very active, they're on the go. And so how can they manage to review and sign these reports? It's very unlikely that they're going to get the time to sit in front of their desk in a normal business day.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can give them an opportunity to sign while they're on their mobile phone and review these reports and provide that patient care and connect back with their clinic on the go, that's a great opportunity for improved outcomes and really solves the problem that they are experiencing. So that's one key piece. I think two other areas are the two hardest parts of remote monitoring for the clinic side then is we have so much data coming in. How do we prioritize that? If we can take what we know with patients and their medications or their history and pair that with how do we really help you identify the needle in the haystack, it's a real solution that lets them care for patients quickly and triage what matters most at the start of the day rather than at the end.
Yeah, which is great for patients. I mean, and really that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Clearly, there's a lot to consider when evaluating who to choose as your remote monitoring partner. So what's most important to you?
Really three things we sought. Number one, the ability to get patients on the system, to keep them connected, because we don't want to lose them to follow-up care. They have an electronic device. We want to be able to continue monitoring them. Secondly, as Kevin mentioned, the ability just to have a seamless way to have the reports prioritized. So which ones need the highest level of attention, and then how do we make it easy for physicians to sign off on those reports, to see them, to be able to interact with those results. And then lastly, I think just a workflow that is easy for our internal staff to process, to get those results in our electronic medical record system for anyone to use so they can constantly see what's the status of our patients with devices.
Yeah, we know that technology is changing everything lightning fast. We used to say, how do you see things 5 years from now? But now it's really like, how do you see things a year from now?
5 minutes from now.
Yeah, 5 minutes. I mean, we walk out, it changes. So let's just kind of talk about that future. How do you envision the industry changing?
Yeah, I would say there's a lot that's going on, and really it's how do we take all the things that we know related to rhythm, whether it's a Holter, a MCOT, or a cardiac implantable device, which is the primary source of what we're monitoring today, and stack that in an information age where we can help with decision support and identify opportunities for procedures or opportunities for patient care in a more timely, more kind of consistent and simple way.
Mm-hmm. You see that as well? Any additional thoughts on that?
I do. I think just the managing all the data. It is coming at us in a much bigger way and much faster than it ever has before. So any tool we can put in the hands of our clinicians to help them care for patients is important to us.
Yeah, and being prioritizing, right? What's important
Exactly.
and what necessarily isn't. Kevin, so what are top of mind considerations that you would like to see addressed when you're looking at that next iteration of the consensus statement?
I think there's room for really defining what is the right technology that can support this in a solution that really scales. Because I think that's the hardest problem that clinics, large organizations like HCA really need, is to be able to solve this consistently, identically across every site, and do it in a way where we're really driving that patient care opportunity to the nth degree.
Let's talk about innovation and what you truly would like to see from your remote monitoring partner in the future or even now.
A partner that will stay ahead of that technology for us. We have so many facets of cardiology care that we're providing, so many things that we need to stay on the leading edge of. A partner that will keep up with what's going on from a technology standpoint and supply us those tools to be able to touch more lives, take care of more people is of utmost importance.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have found that with Vector Remote?
We do.
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like a great partnership. All right. Well, thank you all. Carol Ann, thank you for joining us. Kevin, appreciate that. Really good discussion and food for thought. So thank you.